Morning, morning, morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, I gotta join the... Whoops. Gotta join the Discord as well. For anybody interested, the game plan is already posted in the Levels channel. For Spy, if you have access to Bueller TA, Bueller Leland TA channel, that has SPX. If you have access to the weekly watch list, which if you're a YouTube member or if you're in Discord, you should be able to have that. Pretty widely available channel. But that gave info on not just Spy and IWM, bigger and smaller time frame. I also dropped 3 ideas this week for any of my swing traders that want to watch different tickers besides Spy. Totally get that. And we'll go through XLK, XLV, F, Y, and C today. I know you guys have been asking about that more and more. But this morning we're going to basically be looking over the highlighted area or under a highlighted area. But initially we're going to be starting a little bit higher. As you can see, we are right under 510.25, which is kind of the initial breakout area. So starting right at resistance, I guess you could say. Good morning, good morning. Open is PMH, could call it by Timmy. Damn, there's already so many of you in here. Good morning, good morning. Try to be patient this morning. No need to jump on every little thing that moves. Big news today is probably going to be Tesla, if you already didn't pay attention from the notes posted this morning. We have Tesla, of course. They're up 13.6% as Chinese authorities lift restrictions, fueling hopes for fuel self-driving launch. Para, however the hell you want to pronounce that, they're up about 6.5% pre-market amid the CEO firing rumors ahead of the earnings report. So you got Tesla up a pretty big amount. Para, they're doing pretty good. Apple was up apparently 2.5% due to the upgrade by Bernstein, and the dismissing China concerns is overblown, which I think everybody guessed that one because Apple. SoFi down 4.7% despite strong Q1 earnings, despite surpassing estimates. You got Domino's Pizza, I believe. Yeah, Domino's Pizza, that's what this is. They're up 5% on the earnings beat. You got Lulu down 1% on a Barclays downgrade. And then LUV, which is Southwest Airlines, they are down 1.3% post downgrade. But yeah, Tesla news pretty wild. Now they are not just sitting at the 165. They're actually up into this area, which again, we're going to be calling this an impulse move because this is the first buyer move to actually, leave the train station. So we should expect some better higher lows over time, but this is a really, really nice move by Tesla. I think a lot of you guys were guessing this, and we were kind of glazing it last week, but good to see some news push that chart up. And it looks like when we come back to the SPY chart, they are pushing through the pre-market high and the supply and resistance area that we kind of opened just under this morning. We go to the 1 minute to see what's going on. Yeah, pretty indecisive first candle, then we break it, the second candle, third candle's just trying to hold some of those gains. Nice new high though. We'll go to the 5 minute, just kind of chill on that for a bit. 512.85 seems to be the first area above, and then it looks like 515 can be a second area above if we do actually just, keep rallying. Let me pull this down so I can see everything. Good morning, Tobias. How you doing? Good morning, Ace. Good morning, Dividend Bull. But there's a lot of bullish news right now on a bunch of bigger weights in the market, so that is why you were up this morning. If you actually look at some of these tickers, you actually see some of these are down too. Microsoft, big weight, they are down. Nvidia, pretty big weight, they are down right now. Google also down. Meta down. JPM is down. Netflix is down. Delta Airlines is... Oh, I don't want to say they're down. Kind of sideways. And then from there it gets a little different. Everything... These aren't really big weights that I'm looking at now. But just be very careful, because there's still some weights that aren't really doing much. Say Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Meta, UNH. These are some of the bigger ones. JPM. Apple, Tesla still holding a lot of their gains. Looks like Tesla's even gotten a little bit more. Yeah, they're wicking up. Apple's going more. They just don't care. That's a crazy chart. SPY's not reacting much though. Let's take a look. So tech chart needs to get over 201.30. If not, they're not looking too hot. Healthcare is doing great. They're over multiple days highs. You need to hold those gains. Banks kind of sideways. Discretionary's up. This is mostly enlarged due to the Tesla chart. They're up at resistance though. Let's go to that chart actually. Right to a resistance. And I just redrew this weekend. That's interesting. I would keep that one on watch. That's why this is Tesla. This is basically the Tesla pump. So that'll be good to watch to see if they continue to hold those gains, or if they give them up. Then you could at least say, okay, well, there's a potential slowdown on the discretionary sector. Your Tesla, your Amazons, your Nikes, your McDonald's, your Home Depots. You like that Tesla's still pumping? Yeah, I see they're up a little bit more now. They're still at 188, but still holding their gains. Like I said, there's a mix of stocks that are up and down right now. Mostly because of news, but it still has the chart up. Make sure you guys have a water next to you or something. Don't just sit there and go cottonmouth. It's good to stand every, so often, so make sure to stand. Let that blood pump a little. Don't just sit there. Excuse me. Damn, good job, Sherman. He got a scalp already today. And yes, you do have the option to also join the Discord and listen in on voice chat if you guys are just worried about seeing. I also have it streaming on there too, screen wise, so if you prefer Discord over YouTube or YouTube over Discord, you have both options. I think people on Discord like the audio better. I don't blame them. And yes, like Fake Mo just said, remember to drop a like. Thank you for that. Maddie said, watching Nike this morning, if Tesla can hold same sector, I believe. Yes, you are correct. They are in the same sector. You also have McDonald's, Home Depot, Amazon. Good morning and happy Make Money Monday. You as well, Sandollar. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And yeah, we're just kind of losing some of these gains that we pushed from today's open. We are still above today's open. on SPY, but some of these are slowing down, I assume. Let's go look. Nope, Apple has not slowed down a single second. Neither has Tesla. Those are the main ones up this morning. Meta still losing some of its gains. See, did Microsoft get prettier? Nope, they're still falling down towards that gap. Not looking too hot. Same for Amazon. Nvidia's also headed back towards support. It's not looking pretty, even though SPY would tell you otherwise. You get a break of today's open, that is not a good sign. Continued hold of this 510.18 is a beautiful sign for buyers. So you have a really crucial decision being made right now on the chart. Very, very, very crucial. They end up holding 510.18 here, very bullish. They can reject, break under today's open, make a lower high. Let's draw a picture so we have an idea of what we're looking for here. They can give us one of these. Or, you know, they're not always going to make it as pretty as we want it to be. They might not give you the retest there. They might wait till they're outside of this zone. They might retest there. So if you do end up getting a breakdown, there's a couple ways it could look. Those are the two main ones that I would look for, though. It does look like we are getting that continued slowdown. It just didn't look right with Microsoft breaking lower, Nvidia's pulling back still, Google's still weak. Yeah, you do have some nice ones up like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, but those aren't enough by themselves. I see UNH went green. That's a good sign. I don't know. Today's open, very, 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 very crucial right now. This is very crucial. Yep, and there's that dip. And there is that dip. That's ugly. This is why it's important to go through your weights as the market is opening up. At least in the very beginning of the day, I feel like it's easy to follow, just because you have like a clean slate to start from. But hopefully some of those breakdowns helped you guys out with some of the weighting so far. We are getting a break of today's open. Very quick dip, as you can see. This is very normal around today's open. Don't freak out when you see quick dips or quick pumps through that level. That is just how crucial that area is. So very fast dump under that, but we did not break anything else. 509.60 still intact. This is held as support. There is that little bit of chance they want to try to push back through 510.18. But higher probability is saying that there's a bearish retest coming into place after this, so be very careful. SMH dropping since open so far. Good call out by E. Good job looking at another ticker and seeing what's up. I see Tesla's actually moving up more. Yeah, they're at 190, almost 191. Apple's trying to hold that next level at 175.10. Microsoft just now. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong time frame. Nope, never mind. They have not found a single buyer. They're almost at this gap fill though. Be very careful. This has been a main reason why we were kind of skittish on being bullish so quickly at open. Same for Amazon. It's exact same scenario. Exact same scenario. Nvidia, they're at a very crucial area right now. If they break 859.60s, definitely seeing some more dipping. If they can hold that, potential chance buyers can step in. Google's just out in the middle of la la land right now. Berkby's at least coming up a little bit more. We saw Tesla get some more gains, which is good. Meta still pulling back a little bit. UNH just kind of everywhere this morning. They're up to the higher side of their day though. ExxonMobil's up. J&J is up. JPM is down. We're getting a retest. PayPal's up, getting a retest. Netflix still pulling back. Yeah, I don't know. This one's still very weird on this time frame. See what we get though. Because you're seeing a lot of weakness pop up on multiple sectors, while some of your gains are only being held on like 2 or 3 sectors. Very nice pullback so far though. Yo, good job Drake. He got 90% on Google puts. You beast. Well deserved, well deserved. Nice. Ugly little pullback so far. No retest at either of the spots that we talked about either. They have just pushed through both areas now. Today's open and then 509.60. Let's see. Did they just head all the way down to... I assume this is pre-market low I had to have added. And this is previous day close. See if they keep pushing down or not. Good job, Kevo. He got 45% so far on that dip on SPY so far. See if it keeps going or not. Where is... Oh, here it is. Where is my super suit? I want Ulta to come up this week. That'd be cool. Nike movement would be nice. And who all read the weekly watch list this week? Throw a show of hands or just say I. I'm sure some of you are trading right now, so you're probably busy. Man, this morning was a really nice breakdown so far. Just again, seeing some of the weights keep continuing to go down. I mean, that's really all we saw. There are some just kind of holding to the right. Some of them are getting buyers now. Tesla, you can see the weakness is still there. Apple's strength just massive today. Go back to SPY. Yeah, 509.55, 509.60. This would be like the golden area to get a bearish retest right now. If they're like, nah, we're going from the level, it's already happening. 509.40. And welcome everybody in the Discord voice chat. Ace, Ash, Millie, Candace, Drake, Full Garden, JC, and Mela Mamaz. Good name. And here's the retest that we preemptively talked about. Again, these aren't always going to happen. Sometimes you will just get a big flush, but not every time. So it's good to plan each and every time where bearish retest can come into. Therefore, if it crosses back above or it keeps rejecting, you at least have some directional bias. You're at least like, oh, okay, it's closing over this, we're bullish. Oh, it's closing under that, okay, well, I can continue to be bearish. Right now, you're bearish under today's open. We're bearish under 509.60. If we see any retakes of those, we can start talking about bullish plays. But right now, we are seeing good rejection plays continuing to pop up. Unless you see some strength pick back up, and these even more so than the weakness pulling into the other charts like Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Meta, then we can talk about buyer presence a little bit more. XLK, we'll go to the 5 so we can see this a little bit easier. All they did was basically reject previous day high supply and then pull back, and we're just kind of barely sitting above previous day close right now. Nothing really crazy on that one. Looks just like SPY basically. Healthcare, second largest part of SPY, is up. They're up against, what is that? Thursday open, Thursday high, but 140.89 is a very important level. These are pretty much always just going to have my monthly time frame levels and then my daily supply and demand. So these will be for mainly daily time frame viewing, but any smaller time frame trading I do or viewing of these charts are going to, of course, be on these smaller time frames, but it's going to be with those levels. I'm not going to do both. Excuse me. But banks, back to what we were talking about, are right now at a higher low of previous day low. So that's a decent sign for buyers. Just nothing crazy because they're not a big green candle in the chart. Discretionary, they're giving up some of their strength, I should say, some of their weakness. Some of their strength. They're under today's open after opening way higher after the Tesla news. We are now also rejecting another level at 178.92, so they're kind of battling that right now. Bearish retest on that chart. And then you got the same thing going on for comms. We just haven't had any green candles, so we don't know that it's a bearish retest. But they've actually done a nice 3 black pro. We're breaking lower right now, but they're at previous day low, so keep that in mind. So if you want to just mark that off, you can. But 79.39, that's comms. This is your Meta, Google, Netflix sector, so if you want to keep that on watch, be my guest. Apple still moving higher. Tesla still holding its gains. That's a good sign. But will SPY continue to hold these gains? That's a question. Again, if we use our fib from current day open down to the low of this move before buyers stepped in, this is currently where a bearish retest can pop up. So if we see bearish candles close under this area, hit it, close back under, get another lower high from there if you're extra passive than your peers. But this is what we're looking for right now. If they get a good close over, then we have to assume buyers want to step in towards today's open. But that doesn't mean let's turn bullish. We can turn bullish if they close back above 510.25. 0.18 is just a good level to watch, but 0.25 is a good psychological number I want to see. So we got one first move. We just didn't get any good retest. They came back down, gave us a small attempt, nothing crazy yet, and then instantly ruining it. So we didn't really get a chance to really become bullish this morning after the higher open. Nice dip, very nice dip. Definitely saw that with the weights turning back over. Now we're looking to see if the buyer move holds or not. Does this turn into a bearish retest that leads to another pullback and we actually do smack pre-market low? Maybe just that 50% extension, maybe just previous day close, we don't know. So we got both plans in front of us now. See how I'm planning for both bullish and bearish scenario? I'm not just sitting here planning for bear. I might even be more bearish than I am bullish right now, but it's still good to plan both sides. Therefore, if it does pop up, or if a buyer candle randomly pops up, or news, or something happens, and the price action tells you otherwise, at least you're not sitting there lying to yourself. You're able to wake up and be like, you know what, I need to get out of this. And welcome, we got over 60 people in the live stream on YouTube. Welcome, make sure to drop a like on the stream. It does help the channel out a ton. Members, make sure to check the membership section if you don't check that too much. I know it's kind of a weird spot on the channel to check, but a lot of awesome information there. Bueller said put all your money in Tesla when it was 140. Who listened? We did a little bit. And there's your candle close under on the 1 minute. Good rejection of the midterm retest of today's open. Good stop loss would be over 509.71. If they end up giving you a good dip towards 509, that'd be a great first target for people to sell profits. If you get a break under that, you can get a continuation. 508.82 is the pre-market low. If I didn't grab the true low, but I did see in pre-market that big wick that went to the downside. All that did was go smack previous day close, so I didn't bother adding that as well. I just did the meat of pre-market. You didn't listen. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get another chance at Tesla. A lot of people are missing out on that one. I just know it moves too good for its own good, if that makes sense. It's a lot of fun to trade because it moves so much. If you guys see anything, by the way, a little bit more unorthodox that isn't on this list, that's moving a lot, feel free to mention it. Just please, God, don't say crypto. At least not around me. You're going to see a lot of people post gains on Tesla today, but do not get FOMO. These are people who are just willing to get in early. There will be more opportunity. You want to see Apple pull back to help out SPY. Good call out, creator. And we are still getting a pullback since that mention of the candle close. And there's your first take profit spot. So it's a great time to get out of some of your initial profits. If you're in like 5 contracts, it's a great place to take profit on like 3 or 4 and then try to let another target break and then try to make it towards that. Or you can just set a quick passive trail stop and try to walk away so you can ignore it. Because there's not a 100% chance of this saying, yes, it is going to break a new low. Yes, this is going to go down to pre-market low or previous day close. So you always want to take profits, or most of your profits at the initial take profit spot, and then you can risk past that. And that's how you effectively use the staircase method to grow over time. Of course, over time, you might scale out just a couple, and then maybe down the road you're able to take profit on just a few, and then at the next target you're taking profit on the rest. You know, maybe you get better at the system, but you're not going to be a pro the very first time you touch a trade with multiple contracts. So that's why we like to use this staircase method, because it leads you to taking the right steps, but not trying to overstep yourself, if that makes sense. You don't want to go from taking 1 contract trades to 10 contract trades and then try to act like you know what you're doing. You don't, and that's okay that you don't. But let's use a effective method to get to that point, not just randomly trading. When it wicked up, it hit your stop? Huh? That shouldn't have hit your stop. That's a little too tight in my opinion. I'm on the 1 minute and I don't know. It's a little too tight. All we have is a bearish retest on the 1 minute right now. This can still hold, push back over 509.71. If we get a good close under 509.02 though, it's a very good sign for bears. So you got 2 indicators here for both bear and bull. You changed it to break even and price just went up real quick? Okay. I feel like that was a little tedious. I got a little late because I wanted to be cautious. Okay. Fool. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of voice I read that message with, but that was so funny. It said, bruh, imagine having a stop and not letting your cons go to $0. Imagine using risk management. That's crazy. How dare you? That's blasphemy. Hopefully some of the updates this morning have been nice. I'm going to keep it up. We're just kind of waiting for some more information. Right now we're getting a little bit of a higher low of today's price action so far. We're looking to see, do they overtake 509.71? If so, a bigger buyer move can step in towards today's open, but we really aren't looking to be super bullish until we see higher lows holding, well, either here or here. We're really not getting either of those yet. Continuing to be bearish if we get more lower highs here, which we did talk about this. They're not always just going to give you one retest and dump from there. Sometimes they're going to give you multiple. Who knows? Maybe we get 3 more. So we're looking for lower highs right here or higher lows right here from where we are right now. Anybody have any questions? Hopefully that makes sense. Good job, Mel. Good job, Timmy. Daffy saying 513 today. Very possible if a couple of these charts hold the supports that they went down to. We talked about how Microsoft is sitting at their overnight gap fill. Or no, I'm sorry. Oh no, it's from Friday. Yeah. 2 nights ago. If you don't count the weekend. Nvidia is getting some buyer reaction. We talked about this possibly happening because we don't want to just be bearish. We want to also talk about where bulls can pop up. So if it does happen, we understand that we're not getting blindsided. UNH still pulling back. That's not a good sign. Yeah, I'd say Microsoft and Nvidia. These are the two that definitely impressed me the most with some of the ways that it pulled back this morning. How's Amazon looking with the Tesla move? And Amazon too, yeah, Amazon. So watch previous day close. Any higher lows that you might see from Friday, definitely keep those on watch for some of these charts that did take those dips to the downside. Buyer presence still somewhat here. Might be from the this right here. If you go line it up, that's another cool thing you could do too. Like, you know how we've been going through Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, all these weights this morning, and I just keep going back and forth through them just to kind of tell myself if I'm more bullish or more bearish because of them. It's really awesome too to go back in time. Like, okay, when did this dip to this support? Oh, it did this at 853. Okay, awesome. Let me go to the Tesla or the Microsoft or Apple, Nvidia or SMCI, whatever chart you're looking at to like go on with waiting. Go look. What time is it? Was it 8:53 when that dip happened, or when the reversal happened? Just go look. It's really awesome to just kind of line those up and see what kind of timing happened. There are those buyers that Daffy brought up. You're still liking the green action on sectors? Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of good bullish price action still happening. So if you just go to those individual charts, I mean, all we've really pulled back to is some of these overnight fills, some of the previous day close candles. Healthcare chart did not do that at all. They are still above previous day highs with today's price action. Banks are just kind of grinding up from their lows. And discretionary, despite Tesla's larger opening, actually has pulled back multiple times. We have a second leg down already occurring and a potential second retest the downside already recurring, so be careful. 179, a crucial level. Comms, they're actually getting a nice little kind of hook here. We get a push over today's open, which is what they're trying to do right now. That would be a good sign for them, which is your Meta, your Googles, your Netflix sector. Very important. If anybody has questions about some of these sectors, just let me know. XLK, XLV, XLF, XLY, XLC. These are the main 5 that we're going to be watching. This is something we used to do all the time. I'm trying to bring it back more, just to kind of get people into the swing of things again. Ooh, not a good candle at today's open. Like I said, you're looking for lower highs right here, or higher lows right here and here. So we're in kind of a gray area right now. How similar is XLK and NASDAQ? Well, NASDAQ is going to have a lot larger of a folder of tech stocks. That's going to be a lot wider variety. So I would say a little bit more diluted in terms of what's in there. So they're going to move a little differently. I always used to say that XLK was the pure blood tech because it has like literally just actual tech, not everything that's in NASDAQ. NASDAQ has a lot more than tech. Now it is the tech sector, yes, that's what it's called, but there's more than tech within that folder. Whereas XLK it pretty much just has tech. Oh, Buells, I have great news. I had my first day at the golf course and absolutely love it. Coworkers are great, environment great, job great. Damn, see, that's awesome, man. Seriously. It's not even. I mean, it's nice to have good pay. It's nice to have all that good stuff, but it's also nice to hear that you actually enjoy where you're working because you are gonna be there for a bit. So it's good that you're enjoying it. And good for you, Timmy. Hope you grind it out there and get a promotion or something. That'd be cool. No problem, Zaya. Good question. Time to play some Zelda Veldor. We got time in the market. It's 9:05. It's only been 35 minutes. Can you talk louder, please? Feeling just straight blessed. Fibonacci at 50%. Where are you drawing your fib from? High of day to low of day? Y'all need to also make sure y'all are telling people that when you're saying what fib you're grabbing. Timmy going to be the golf course pro golfer soon. When I sit and stare at the chart, my FOMO builds, so I have to distract myself. No, that's good. I'm just letting you know there is still plenty of opportunity today. But do what you must. Do what you must. What are y'all saying in here? Why do you say 50820, fool? Why is 50820 your level of no return? Yeah, Mel, I'm asking you, where did you draw it from? The 1 minute, the 5 minute? Some people are going to be drawing it from here to here. Some people are going to be drawing it from here to here. Some people are going to be drawing it from here to here. I was just saying, make sure you say that when you say 50% fib, because there are multiple areas you can be drawing that from right now. Because y'all don't draw the fibs the same way. I see y'all post y'all's chart. Y'all post them differently. It's different almost every time I look. And we are getting higher lows holding that 509.70. That is slightly more bullish than bearish. But again, we are still under today's open. Be very careful, everybody. I would say a kind of combined area to look at would be between today's open and 510.25. This is an area I have been saying all morning. If we get a push beyond that, that's a very good sign for buyers. If you get a rejection of that, it's a very good sign for bears. So please keep that in mind. 510 to about 510.25, about a 25-cent range. Pretty easy to remember. So you got to think about context too. From today's open, bearish. From these lows, it's actually looking insane. It's looking like it wants to try to push over. So also depends where you're looking at. Looks like A said we held the 50% of yesterday. Or Friday, I should say. I keep saying yesterday, but y'all should know I mean in terms of the chart. Friday. And welcome anybody who's in the Discord. I see there's a few people joining. Everyone say hi to my father. He is listening on live with us. What's up, Eric's dad? Everybody say hi to Eric's dad. Say hello, Father Beard. Bigger Beard. Daffy said, reminder, we have FOMC minutes on Wednesday. Yeah, make sure you guys are checking the daily updates channel. Eric is posting in there pretty much every day, so he's been trying to keep everyone aware. And honestly, if you aren't aware in my community, and this isn't to be rude, if you aren't aware in my community, you just aren't looking. There are plenty of places that people update and make sure at least everyone sees what might be going on. No one sits here and says that we're wizards or can see the future. None of us are Marty McFly. But it's good to at least have preemptive measures in place so you know what's up. Nice to be aware. And be very careful, guys. We are touching that kind of gray area I was telling you about between 510, 510.25. This is where a bear or a bull can really make the decision on the chart right now. If we close over this, it's a very good sign we keep pushing towards today's high. A rejection of this can bring us back down towards this major fib we have here. And then we'll kind of look for a secondary measure if we get a break into 509.50s or not, which would, of course, make us more bearish. But we're not there yet, so we're not talking about that. I've been saying the same numbers all morning. I'll retype it in chat. I like how you put that, Keva. We are in an area now, because it's like if you're paying attention, you understand what you mean. Eric doing an excellent job. Yeah, he all right. Had to cut for minus 20% loss. Fact. All good, fool. At least you had your plan in place. What was your reason for entry and reason for exit? If you don't want to share here, totally fine. Oh, it's not my dad, straight balling. It's not my dad. It's somebody in chat. His name is Eric. You might see him in chat as Eroc, E-R-O-C. No, you'll probably never hear my dad on here. Oh, you're good, man. You pop in whenever you get a chance. I appreciate that, straight balling either way. Uh, 510.14 will be the level above it. And while we have a chance, since we're in kind of a crucial area of the chart, let's go back and review some of those charts that were either looking like they wanted to go up more or looking like they wanted to go down more. So let's go back to those bigger weights of SPY. So we can see Apple is still holding a majority of their gains and the gains they got from today. Not just the higher open, but also the continued gains. Microsoft is at that, I keep wanting to say Friday open. It's the Thursday close before the gap up. We're back up down to the gap down or gap up area. Sorry, I'm stuttering like crazy about that Microsoft chart. That chart's just throwing me off. And then Microsoft, or I'm sorry, Amazon in the Tesla folder is still sitting above previous day close. So that's what I'm wanting to say about Microsoft. Nvidia actually holding a really good dip spot. So they did make a little bit of a scary close under what looked like the higher low of the other day. It closed under it, multiple candles too, multiple candles. And then a good close back over got them back in the game. So very good sign of life by Nvidia, but it was very scary there for about 15 minutes. XLC, wait, Google, not looking too hot. Looks like a bearish retest under today's open. Berkby just kind of slowing down. I wouldn't say that's super bearish yet. Tesla actually looking to try to get back to their today's open after their little 15 to 20 minute interval of looking like it was going to continue down lower. Meta just a little bit of a curl after their dip this morning. UNH still very spiky to the downside. We'll see if that ends up catching on anything. I don't really have any necessary levels there yet. Good sign of life by XOM. J&J just kind of holding inside bars over and over again. JPM getting some buyers, and that's mostly it for some of the weights that I like to cover. Let's go check the actual weights themselves. XLK is under today's open. Be very careful. A push beyond 200.82 is very bullish. A rejection of this can be very bearish. We are at the crucial part of the XLK chart. This is the largest weight of the SPY chart, so be very aware of how this moves. Your Apple and Microsoft sector. Healthcare, second largest sector. It's probably the least popular sector in terms of trading and actually looking at it. But it's crazy because it's the second largest sector. A lot of the times when people are confused when we're going up or down, and we have those like small moves in price while nothing is doing anything, at least on the things that we're looking at, it's because it's the not popular stuff moving. But what's the most crucial sector that's not popular? Healthcare. It's the second heaviest, so it's very, very, very important to understand where that's going. Is it spiking? Is it breaking anything in particular? Is it just kind of ranging? But buyers looking like they're in control of the fight short term right now, but nothing too crazy yet. Go back down to that 1 minute. Good show of life above the 510, 25 area that we've been talking about all morning. What's up, Manny? How you doing? How are the NBA playoffs going right now? My bad, Sandollar. He said AVGO, decent bounce off the morning dip, which is also in a good sector. Good call out. Mel said, Dad, come trade with us. It's a fun group of people. You telling Eric's dad that? FYI, rejection of current day open with volume or structure could set up for the 90% entry, but chart looking mighty bullish short term until we see a higher high. Good point by Eric. Fool said, entered on the 946 bounce. Think we'd get another break below 500. Oh, you were looking for 20%. You said it only went to 17%. I don't really like to go off percentages, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not saying don't read percentages. I'm saying I don't like to be like, I'm only taking profit if it hits this. I don't like to. It's just a weird expectation. Because not every time a trade works is it going to hit a perfect 20% or a perfect 22%, right? We're not really in control of that. But good breakdown, though, full of your trade. Instantly could see what you were trying to go for. Nvidia yesterday, bulls just bought.
at the 50% low of data high of day. Good call out by Timmy. SPY 15-minute candle closing above the open. Good call out, Timmy, again. Sand said he's making a move on Riot Call autos with the Bitcoin bounce. Everything is good. My Celtics are still there. Good, good. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I haven't paid attention, so that was an actual genuine question. I wasn't actually talking shit or anything. Good to hear. Good to hear. I just look into the voice chat to see who joined. It's just straight up learn. Great name. Yo, thanks, creator. That's probably why I haven't been paying attention. I appreciate that for you just taking those jabs at me. Hey, whatever, man. I don't have to cope anymore. The Astros, the Rockets, I don't have to cope because the Texan season will be here. I don't have to cope, so. Attack me all you want. Alright, guys. Right now we're looking to see, do we get higher lows at the area between 510 and 510.25. This will be super bullish if held. If broken, can definitely lead to a sharp pullback just because of the surprising break. And we'll see if we can get continued weakness from there or not. But right now we have buyers in control above today's open. We'll see if this continued control happens or not. A nice higher high here would be a good show of strength. He said, not attacking, just wanted to let you know how god-awful the Rockets are. What team are you a fan of? Or where are you from? A said Rockets. Whatever. Bucks. Oh, we got a bandwagon fan in here. He's probably not even from Milwaukee. He probably used to say he was a, what's it called, a Warriors fan. I bet he used to tell everybody he knew Steph Curry before everybody else did. I bet that's the kind of NBA fan you are. Aw, bro, I knew what college Steph Curry went to, man. I'm a huge LeBron fan, I swear. You go to college in Milwaukee? That doesn't mean you're from Milwaukee. Bandwagon. He had to move to Milwaukee to be a fan of a different team. God. God, Creator lives like 8 lives, man. I swear. I swear he's told me he went to college in like 8 different parts of the country. Who knows which part is truly correct. He said 40K a year in tuition just to become a fan. He said he's from the outskirts. Okay, okay. Matty Clam said he went to college in Rikers Island. Alright, and there's that higher high. Alright, now it should be super bullish as long as this new high is holding. I'll just kind of hold my cursor over it so you guys see it. Should be. Remember, that's what this whole system should be revolved around. A plan that you already had set, not just randomly being like, oh, I'm bullish, I'm bearish. But let's see who holds here. Because right now it looks like buyers have every bit of this battle. They just need to make that. Well, they've already made the new recent high, but it'd be nice if you saw them pop over this high as well. You get a pop in this high and you're somebody who's holding contracts, definitely trim something, because any pop of a new high or a new low and you're in the directional contract is a great thing. So if you're in puts and you get new lows, it's a very good sign, which I know you might think is kind of like a no shit kind of thing, but not everybody thinks about it that way though. When you're in multiple contracts and say you get that new low, like the gains come in fast because it's going towards the direction of your contract quicker than expected. Right? So anytime you get a quicker than expected move, a new high or a new low, it's a very good thing to at least trim on. So I'm not saying sell the whole position, but it's good to trim some of your position when you get new highs and you're in calls or new lows and you're in puts. Of course, if it's the opposite, you feel very shitty and you lose a lot of money very quickly. But that happens. They're not going to make it obvious, are they? Still holding a bit of a higher low on the 1 minute, but not making it obvious with that quick pop and then a quick drop on that new high. Ew. Ew. Is there news at 9:24 and I didn't know it? Me checking daily updates channel after telling everyone else to look. You did action and treasuries. It's the only extra thing I see. Actually, today's news is pretty boring. There's like nothing today. Tomorrow it gets a little bit more interesting, and then I'd say Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday and Friday. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all 3 of those days are going to be pretty hectic. There's news on pretty much every single one of those days. Tomorrow is consumer confidence, so you have a little bit more going on than today, but there's also more earnings going on. We'll have Coca-Cola, McDonald's, 3M, Starbucks, AMD, Amazon. That's a big one. Apparently, we have a Japanese, an Italian, and a Chinese holiday all on the same day tomorrow. Isn't that interesting? Timmy said, I'm in calls, maybe go 2 out of 2 coming back. What's up, you? How you doing, man? Straight Ballin in the Discord chat put, the basketball fan slash owner I am envious of in a good way is the Clippers owner, Steve Ballmer. He has over, I had to read that correctly, 333,000 shares of Microsoft worth over $1 billion, and he's not selling. Insane. That is pretty wild. Pretty big fight around this 510, 510.25 area still. Even when they give you clear trend after breaking it once and twice, they still give you this ugly pullback. Like I said, they do not like to make it obvious. You got one low, a second. So it's starting to look a lot better for buyers over time. Of course, any loss of 510 is not a good sign for bulls. Let's go back through and check some other weights real quick. Apple's starting to lose some of its strength. Tesla is as well. This is their second time pulling away from current day open. Not saying it's the end of the world, just kind of pointing out that there are some things slowing down. Nvidia, after a lot of its gains being retaken, they're still under today's open. So we'll see if they retake that or lose. Nothing to really note on some of these charts. Kind of already updated them and then just kind of left them where they were. A lot of these charts are still fighting either a higher low of where they dip down to, or they're fighting around their current day open. Is what a lot of these weights are doing. How is Boeing doing? We keep forgetting about this one. Well, I say we, me. I was looking for them to try to hold like 180s, and then they dipped all the way to 160. And ever since then, we got a break, a bearish retest, a very, very big bearish retest. Good leg. So this could be a fake low area holding. So I guess 168 needs to be our kind of low area to look at for Boeing from now on. 168. Once we get more moves, we'll look at 173s. Alright, we'll come back to that one. Coin. We got all kinds of arrows on this one. Ignore these for now. Actually, I guess I can keep these here. Maybe remove this one and this one. We're pretty much just looking for moves outside of the fib area right now from its recent dip under structure. I just went from the high to the low using that fib. Actually holding a nice hammer. I might see a nice move to 235 soon again. Not an exciting move, but something. Ulta, I'm just really surprised by the amount of selling this has done, so I'll probably look at this more and more week to week. Ulta's a pretty awesome company to look at more and more. Ooh, MA. Look like a good little lower high. Oh, they're about to have earnings. Never mind. That's not attractive anymore. We'll visit that one after earnings. Just kind of looking through some bigger time frame charts, then I'll go back to SPY. It gets boring to stare at the same thing every 5 seconds. You guys should try to do the same thing. If you're stuck on the 1 minute, zoom out. If you're stuck on one chart, go look at some more charts. Or better yet, if you get tired of it and you actually are exhausted, step away from your charts. That'd be a better answer. Still holding on to the 5, 10, 25s. Buyers are still present. Damn, Ace, nice trade. Good job holding through that price action. I think that's what I'm really impressed by on that one. Good morning, gang. 10-minute doji on SPY. Good call out by Prop Street. Thank you, Carter. And how is everyone in the Discord and YouTube stream? Just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down how you're doing. If you want to go into further detail, be my guest. We need that $1 billion candle. Daffy's looking for a large candle. Eric said, SPY 15-minute is very indecisive. Shows the battle at current open and who controls it is pivotal. 100%. Between 510 and 510.25, I'm telling you, this is the area to look at. And this right here is exactly why I talk about the importance of planning for both sides. Because even as attractive as this was looking for one dip and then we got one nice dip after the bearish retest. They retook it instantly on the very first move back up. So this is mainly why I talk about trying to plan for both sides. It's not really so you're like, oh, well, if it does this, I'm right. If it does, it's not. You're not looking to be right or wrong. I mean, yes, it is what's going to essentially happen over time, but that's not what you're looking to do. You're looking to plan for each side. Therefore, when it happens, you're not as surprised, or you don't. It's not as much of a slap to the face. Really, is what I'm looking for. If I'm going to be wrong, I want to understand why I'm wrong or be aware of it at that moment. I don't want to be wrong and then 30 minutes later understand that, because then, well, 30 minutes later go by. How much money did you just lose in that? A lot. So it's just good to be aware instantly. Will Tesla fill the gap fill if hitting new low of day? I don't know. It's up a lot. I wouldn't say gap. Whenever you guys see large gaps like this, do not look for gap fills in one day. It's just not realistic. Can it happen? Yeah, of course it could. Should it happen? Probably not. Pretty high probability you do not see that in a single session. You'll probably see it cool off, probably see it do some indecisive price action, because now that it's up, everybody's going to be looking at it. So now they got to do some ugly price action. Make it not obvious, and then they'll probably grind it up some more just to F with everybody. That's what I realistically see happening. But since they're against resistance, you got to be very careful too, because they're at a part of the chart where they could give some fake highs and then reject, pull it back down short term, scare some people, and then next thing you know, it could be weeks of time, because Tesla is very famous at doing this, but they love range trading. They love consolidation periods. And these are also great for big money, which is what's moving the charts. Because this allows them to, one, wait out the impatient, which is most of us. And then also to set up the chart, so there'll be more information on the screen you can actually go off of more. But really nice push, by the way, right now by the buyers on the SPY chart. They are still holding this higher high right now. Very indecisive in the area that we're looking for control, but buyers are nonetheless still holding it. New high was just made. We're still looking for a new high of day. We have a new recent high, is what I should have said. 510.75 is high of day. But did everyone in here understand some of the breakdowns today? We talked about some of the weakness in the weights. We talked about some of the fib talk here. We talked about some of the retake. We went from being bearish to bullish pretty quickly before being back above today's open. We talked about the pivot point area, 510, 510.25. And we're still looking for a new high of day. That's still not over with. But it's just good to go from update to update and try to understand everything. So still take your time, but there's a lot going on at once, so try not to rush yourself or feel overwhelmed. Loving the price action today, even though it's not obvious, it's clean. Good job, Timmy. XOK breaking open, time for more highs. Oh, good job, Fool. Thank you for paying attention to that. Yeah, good hold over today's... Oh, that's their first break. My bad. You did say break, not hold. I'm still looking for a good hold over 200.80 here. Maybe today's open. Remember, these charts are going to have my monthly levels and daily supply and demand. So if you do want to see what those look like, just ask. I'll go over to them. I just recharted them this weekend because I thought, why not? And look, see, just as they pop that new high again, they pull it back down. Is it a mix of selling and also people taking profits? Who knows? But every time we get that new high, we get a very quick rejection. How was everyone's weekend this past weekend, though? I didn't get to ask y'all yet. Anybody do anything cool? Anybody see anything cool? Anything not so cool happen? Doesn't have to just be good things, of course, but how was everyone's weekend? Hopefully y'all got to relax a little bit or chill. Or maybe some of you grinded this weekend. Maybe some of you had a second job or a third job. Who knows? My bad, Daffy. I'll go check it right now. I clicked the wrong one, even though I just stared at it for like 10 minutes. Yep. We have a very indecisive candle holding above 510, 510.25 area. And this current candle, it's not really fair to judge it yet because it's only been alive for half of its time frame. So we still got another 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Learn said Suns got smoked. The casino robbed me this weekend. What casino did you go to? Or was it just one of those smaller ones? Pot of water? I can't. I'm not even going to try to say that one. I'm not even going to try to roast myself. Sandollar said, cool weekend. Ace said, watched Workshop 11. All weekend? That's what you did all weekend. All weekend. Just watched that one video. There's no way. Fool said he slept 20 hours on Saturday. Wow. Susan had a nice weekend. That's good to hear. Happy for you. Mel said, oh yeah, he went to an open buffet with snow crab legs and destroyed it for 2 hours. That's my boy. That's my boy. If SPY breaks the current day open, wait for the bearish retest before committing to puts. Not saying this is going to happen, but it is a probability. Good call by Eric. And thank you for putting it in the correct term. And wow, I look away for like 2 minutes to read y'all's comments. What's going on? I just wanted to read. We get lows every time I ask about y'all's weekend. This is what we get for trying to learn about each other. Yard work and some brewskis. There is never anything wrong with that, Alexis. That's awesome. Did you finish the yard work? For Profit said he celebrated B-Day at the track with group in Horse Biz. They made the bets. I won the money. Dude, that's awesome, For Profit. And sorry for saying late birthday, but happy belated birthday. Good job, man. That's awesome. Sounds like you had a pretty awesome weekend then. Oh, Drake, my bad, in Milwaukee. Oh, so an actual Milwaukee fan, creator, take some notes. Good job, Mel. Oh, he said he's a Suns. Oh, that's right. You just defended the Suns. Never mind, creator. Don't take notes. Don't take notes. He said Bucks or Garbo. Damn. What made you choose Phoenix if you're from Milwaukee but not a Milwaukee fan? What made you choose Phoenix? I'm not even talking smack. I actually just want to figure out your thought process here. So after the break of structure, guys, structure, again, anytime you might hear me say that, it's because I'm just talking about support. There's a really good area of support where price has been retested multiple times, but we saw a price push above it, hold it, and it's a very good sign of support here. We've actually seen a break of structure. That's what I'm talking about. So we have more structure here. We have more structure really right here. So the only two areas we have left are the fib area and the low of day. Now, if buyers show back up and retake this, it's a very good sign. That they want to try to get back to these recent highs. So keep that in mind. That is what I mean by structure or support. A YouTuber that I used to watch and just fell in love with the team too. Booker is also a G. True. Creator just said, I can't even see these messages. They're in the Discord voice chat. He says, but the Suns just got swept, right? Mel says, need to drop pre-market level. Good call out. Eric said, currently SPY 1 minute single candle, current day open retest. Currently seeing who holds control. Good call out. Good updates, guys. Good non-bias updates. Try to cover both sides, even if we are more bearish than bullish or more bullish than bearish. It's okay. Try to think of that as like an exit door too. Like whenever you're trying to be, like, let's say you are bearish, that's fine, but don't be so bearish that you don't have an exit door, right? You want to have a way out. You don't want to sit there and just be like, well, I'm wrong, and I'm going to take this minus 99% loss. Like, what kind of mindset is that? That's destructive. Let's not do that. Have an exit plan. Inside bar on the 2. If it takes out the previous candle, it will tank. Damn, I read Mel's message fast. Let's go. I knew that when he spelled previous like service, I knew what it was instantly. He said, and there she goes. Yeah, Mel, we're just looking for a pop under that PML like you said, Mel. For anybody who's looking for more dips, PML is the big crucial level before more bears can step in. And then you guys are right. Even a pop over a current day open really isn't necessarily super bullish with how we've seen how they're jump roping it today back and forth. So we need to see a little bit more than just a retake of today's open. To become more bullish again. Oh, good job, Timmy. He said he took another L, but he didn't hope hold. Hope hold. That's a good way of putting it. Hopium. Yes, do not give in to hopium. The devil on the shoulder. Looks like buyers are popping up. See if they get a good pop over 5, 10, 25. Again, we're not really even looking at that anymore. I really just got to see so much more to become bullish above that area now. Make sure to stand up, let your blood pump a little bit, walk around for a few minutes. Drink some water if you need to hydrate, don't just sit there. You said Tesla double bottom on the 5, right? Wait, let me turn my screen. I don't know why it's turned like this. More buyers awaken very soon from the volume. I've got like my monitor that has Discord on it, like all turned weird. What's up, Jake Douglas? Tesla with the W, big time. Really big dub today for them. Really good timing for that too, considering all of the, honestly, just all the hesitancy by everybody around, not just Tesla, but EVs in general, the whole EV market. So it's good to see, good timing. Kevo said, still in range for his liking. Mel said, let them breathe some bulls, then the slaughterhouse. How many monitors do you use? For charting and trading, I use one. I just have multiple because I have one for YouTube, one for Discord, so I can look at every message at the exact same time. So I really just kind of scan across all three to make sure I read everybody's message. But for charting and trading, literally just my main one. It's a little overwhelming having too many screens. And I've always told people this too, it's personal preference. You're going to meet people who have 20, 30 screens, and you might look at them and be like, bro, you're on crack. There's no way. And some people might actually enjoy it, might actually find it effective, and that's just who they are. Some people only need 2 screens, 3 screens, some people only need their phone or a laptop. Some people don't even need that. They don't even look at the chart. Some of the best traders will not even chart. So, it's all personal preference, but that's how many I have. And most of the time, I really only have 2 of them on, but when I'm streaming, I try to use all 3, so I can really see everybody's messages, like I said, but... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's that drop Mel's looking for. instantly wicking inside of that Fibonacci area. Again, that's just kind of a fib we have from today's open down to the first low that was made. Is this a fake low to bring up the buyers? Is this the beginning of a drawdown? Wicking and turning green. That was crazy. This is a 1 minute candle. And it's over. In 11 minutes, a 30 minute, a 15 minute, a 5, and a 1 minute candle will close. So in 11 minutes, you should have a pretty strong confirmation. Hopefully by then we have some better confirmations on our smaller time frames like the 1 or the 5. And we can zoom out from there on the 15 and 30 and see what's going on. Which I do recommend you guys looking at the 30 minute every now and then. I know that everybody is saying, I look at the 1, I look at the 2, I look at the 5, the 15, the 20, the 30. Everybody's looking at different time frames. I would, by a standard, at the very least, check the 30 minute every now and then, just to give yourself a little bit of a breather off of these smaller time frames. The 30 minute is a great time frame to get bigger price action view, pattern recognition. A lot of you guys who like to look at candlestick patterns, you're going to love the 30 minute time frame more. How many monitors do you guys have? Just kind of using Drake's question. How many monitors do you guys have, or do you use a laptop or your phone, or you just trade on your iPad, or what do you guys trade on? What do you chart and trade on, I guess I should ask. Need to break lower for more blood. Still bear short-term till invalidated. Good post by Eric. Timmy said 2. Mel said 2. Maddie's like, I have my 400 monitors. No, I'm just kidding. I can't read it because of the heart. 4, 1. Oh, that's right. I did see your setup, I think. Drake also has 4. Damn, I got more than I have. Kevo says phone. Man, the phone is so slept on, man. I swear. The phone is so slept on. I used to only trade on my phone. I still take a good amount of my trades on my phone, even while looking at a monitor. But people used to say I was crazy. Me and Ripcord, that was like our whole thing, was just trading on the phone to like prove people wrong. Like, because everyone was always like, you gotta have 10 monitors, you gotta have 15 monitors, you gotta have 20 monitors, and 19 of them need to be for the weights of SPY, and one of them needs to be for trade. Like, it's like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, kind of like what you just said, Kevo. Kind of studying on the PC or a desktop or a laptop. Just studying on that, and then trading on the phone because it's just so quick. It's just because the phone is quick, King Carnage. It's so fast. And you have so much control. When you're on your... I know you have a lot of control on the desktop too, but it's a lot of clicking. When you're on your phone and you can just click through with your thumbs really quick, it's really nice. Damn, John G is Kevin Gates. He said 2 phones. One stays on the chart, the other is for the option chain. Oh, the chat. My bad. One's for the chat, one's for the option chain. Oh, it is for the chart. Okay. Never mind, I was right. Damn, okay, John G is basically Kevin Gates of charting. It's like playing with a controller, in my opinion. Keva said easier to visualize for him. Yeah, I've never once had hate against phone traders. I love phone traders. There's nothing wrong with it. If anything, you have an advantage. Because you're now past this like mindset of like, oh, I can't do it this way or can't do it that way. Like, no, you should be able to trade on the desktop or your phone. There should be no problem. What's the problem with having more ways of getting in or out? And thank you guys in the stream. Be sure to drop a like on the YouTube stream if you are in here. Thank you for being here. Kind of checking over both chats right now. Jake Douglas said, I've been trading since 2019 and never taken a trade on the desktop. Damn, that's kind of a flex. Good job, Mel. It looks like your average downs were perfect too, because I think without that, you would have still been break even on that dip. But with your averaging down, that actually helped you a lot. Great job. Basically, every time it popped a new high under today's high, he kept averaging in. It's a pretty normal Mel trade, actually. You get your high of day made, you get a nice dip made. As we're pushing towards that high of day, he buys what he thinks is going to be the last retest move. And he does that basically under the high of day. The pop of new high, of course, is a cut. Good job, though. And this is the cool thing about the system. I keep seeing people in chat, people in the YouTube, people all around really using our system. And I hope you guys don't ever argue with each other in terms of like who's bearish or bullish. Yes, there is an order to things. But as you can see with the levels, you can be you'll see people in here who are bullish and bearish at the same time. And sometimes both of them end up working out. You got to remember, some of these people are in here to take a quick scalp. Some people are in here to take a longer scaled in day trade. Some people are here to get into an initial position they're going to end up swinging over multiple trading sessions. So you just got to remember, everybody is here looking at different things. So try not to bump heads with each other too much. Good job, Mel. And good job, Kevo, too. Y'all both killed it today. Let's see what they're saying in trade floor. React said late to the party, but go Tesla. Late or not, it is still awesome to see the move on EV for sure. They're holding their gains pretty well too. I see they're still holding above 189. So, you know they're holding above today's open. So it might have a boring day, and that's kind of what we talked about earlier, but it's still just a nice move for EV in general. Great timing for that. Ooh, might be seeing a higher low sit here at coin. A pop over today's open might actually make it to 235. You could use 232.50 as an initial target if you'd like. That could be an extra play. Something that isn't SPY. I guess we'll go over some weights real quick to see what the hell's going on. A little bit of some lower highs under today's open on tech, not a bullish sign. Healthcare still holding previous day highs, even with two very ugly dips from their today's high, and the second one being of a lower high. Be very careful if they reject this low here. It'd be a very bad break of structure and retest the downside. Good spot for that though. Banks pulled back a little bit. Looks like they're getting some buyers on this chart now. Discretionary just kind of sitting to the right. Same for the comms. Really nothing crazy. Just ranging, really. Oh, and it looks like we're dropping frames on the YouTube stream. Go figure. This is where it flexes to be a Discord stream viewer or whatever. Alright, so we're still kind of just waiting on better direction. We're just kind of in between my gray area. This is pretty much where you don't want to be a buyer or a seller, because a lot of indecision can happen. This is where a lot of your best positional traders will be when the bigger move finally happens, but if you get stuck inside of this, it'll definitely be hard to get back out. Good rejections. They make it down to 509.50, hold that with the hammer, building back up, making another lower high under 510. It's like a slow bleed. Like a very, 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 very slow bleed. Now, if you get a good retake of 510, really they need to retake today's high. You really can't sit here and say they need to retake 510. They can't just take today's open. They can't just take this high. They've already done this. If you actually look and you draw supply and demand the way I've been teaching, and you shouldn't draw this every single time a new high or low is made. That's why I don't do it with you guys, because it's just too much to add. It'll be a little overwhelming. But if you go from the high to the open of the last green candle before the reversal back down, you end up getting this. And that's where the price went up to just now before rejecting. So even when you do get a good close over this, you really only have probability of hitting this level until we see more action above this. So that's kind of what the bulls are looking for. Bears are still looking to continue rejections of this area. And if they can keep that up, it gives them a chance of breaking this low. So they got down to it no problem. But breaking it is a bigger problem. So this is what bears and bulls are both dealing with right now. Make sure you guys are going over both sides of the story, not just one. Where you can have a little bit more confidence in your game plans. And I see a lot of people tuning in, probably because the YouTube stream is going to poop. We need to come up with the name for these little zones we come up with. Like, it's pretty easy to be like, it's a no trade zone, but like, good trades come from these areas, so it's not a no trade zone. Should call them like a caution zone or something. Like, hey, be careful, nothing can happen here. Or a Schrodinger zone. That's what we should call it. Something that can or cannot happen from here. Because that's really like the perfect definition of this. Yeah, but consolidation tells in your head though will psychologically tell you like, oh, don't touch this, don't trade that. But that's wrong. That's a wrong mindset to have. There are really good trades that pop up from these areas. A tar pit. I don't. That sounds worse than consolidation. That is what it is, Ace. I was just trying to think of like a better term because I feel like in our heads when we say consolidation or we say range or we say this or that, it puts us in this negative mindset where we think, oh, we can't trade that. Like no, some of the best positional trades will come from this area. A neutral zone. I guess that's a good one. We'll call it the ace zone. I saw what you said, Drake. YouTube is cutting out. Yep. I kind of said it too, but y'all probably didn't hear me because it was probably cutting out. Which is wild because we went like, what, an hour and a half of like 0 errors? I don't know. YouTube servers are whack. So we did get another dip down into that 509.50s area, and yet again it wicked back up. So we might be seeing buyers push this back up to the top of the zone if we do not see a new low soon. If you guys have any questions about any of the levels or the price action, feel free to ask. David is here? The man, the myth, the legend? And right now, guys, they did make a new low for half a second there, wicked it back up yet again. This is either the early oncomings of a breakdown or the hold of a golden pocket support. We shall see. And yes, the YouTube stream is cutting out. Everyone's aware. Y'all have to keep typing it. Anybody who's paying attention already went to Discord. Ace said short Google. Here, I'll go to Google. Oh, he's saying it because of YouTube. I'm stupid. Let me add to... Oh. I don't know why that does that sometimes. I don't know if you'll have that same problem. By the way, if you don't know how I'm tacking levels quicker, click that settings cogwheel, and then at the very first page under settings, it should say Snap Drawings 2. Click that and make it say OHLC. That just stands for Open, High, Low, Close, and then click Apply. Don't click OK. Make sure to click Apply, then OK. Then it should save it for you. But it's just really easy because then you could just, if you're just like barely above this level and you click it, it goes to the candles high. Not just randomly in a random part of the abyss of this chart. Into the void. Alright, and right now we are still just looking to see do they get a new low under 509.60s. We just keep getting good wicks to it and then they instantly come back up. A different chart. Uh-oh. Apple is rejecting 175.10. Watch for a retake of that, if so. Microsoft really just kind of holding off the lows of where they dipped down to and held above the Thursday close, which was where we gapped up so much from on that chart at least. Amazon's in a very similar area. Nothing new about Nvidia. Tech did continue to pull away from today's open. Kind of keep your eyes on that and healthcare, because if ever at all those work together, that'll be a very strong directional move on the SPY chart, just because those are the two heaviest weights. Banks are slowing down, discretionary slowing down, comms still slowing down, so should see some more red here on SPY soon. Unless we see some of these continue to hold their lows or spike back up. Just seeing more weakness than strength on the weights as a whole. But you can see, though, the resilience of the buyers. They are not just letting them flush this down to the floor. Ooh, good chart post by Ace if you guys are in the Discord voice channel. There's also a text chat in there, guys, if you want. You just click on the voice channel and there's a... Why is there like something else being promoted in here? Who's doing that? That was weird. Alright, I just won't talk about it. Yep, key spot here. Kevo said that in the chat, and I agree. This is still a key spot. We haven't really gotten a good flush under this except the first move of the day and then that second little retest that ended up holding as a higher low from the low of day. So buyers are definitely strong here. They're not letting it be easy for bears to just dump this to the low of the chart. New rule, inverse Tesla with the rest of the market. Man, you should have had that rule. Tesla never does what the market does. I think that's been the case for a while now. Now, that's not true every day, but I understand your joke. Because it is like that, man. There'll be days where the market's just killing it. It's just going up, 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 and up, and then you look at Tesla, and it's just kind of like to the right, or even sometimes red. And it's just like, what the hell's going on? And then you'll have days like this where SPY is just kind of flat, and Tesla's killing it. So, you know, it's all kinds of craziness around those two. I do believe they have a lower beta than others in terms of how they trade with SPY. Not much to check on Nvidia VC. The one good thing I would say about this chart is the strength that retook the supports, because right here this was not looking good for buyers until this candle appeared. Then you see a good close over. Pretty much since this candle's low up to this high, whatever that fib is, it's probably like the low of this candle here. I would say is a good sign for buyers as long as they hold that back towards these highs. But this did reject today's open and has just been slowly making lower highs since then, so be very careful. But they seem to be sitting in a better part of their chart than they were this morning. Nothing really big to talk about that chart, though. I don't really have any signals for you on that one. At least not right now. I do like coin potentially trying to hold higher lows. If that can continue to hold this highlighted area, I do like this to the upside, but that's kind of a meh setup. I'd say it's 50-50 on that one. And to be honest, I don't really see anything else on these. I just see a lot of the same setups. On a lot of your charts that dipped and made it down to their either previous day's close or 2 day ago close, or 2 day ago high, I should say even. A lot of these charts are just kind of reacting right now, giving us more information. And then on the other side, on the other hand, there's a lot of charts that are up against their highs and just kind of chilling and holding their gains. So we're just getting a lot of consolidation right now across the market. It's not really just SPY. I think everyone's looking at this and going, oh, SPY is so boring. Yeah, but what is SPY? SPY is a big pie of a bunch of sectors, and what are those sectors doing? They're kind of all doing the same thing. Whether, like I said, in one of those two scenarios. So I think the market's just at a part of the chart right now where it just needs to breathe for a second, give off some more information, and then you'll probably see a better one-directional move. So who knows? That could be in 10 minutes. That could be in 40 minutes. Could be tomorrow before we see it. But I think you'll get one good one-directional move before the end of today. Just remember, a lot of news happening on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That is market moving. So that's probably what the market's waiting for or trading towards. So keep that in mind too. Maybe Monday and Tuesday don't get as much action. But it'll still be important to watch out for those. And we'll have game plans for those too, so if you're in Discord or YouTube, it doesn't matter. You'll have a game plan set. And how many of you guys actually do go check that stuff? Because I always look at the levels channel, and I don't really care about reactions. But if I post a level and I literally say we're bullish above this, and then I see you're bearish under it, it's like, well, you're not looking at something right. We need to go back over that. It's okay to not be right, but I just want to make sure we're all trading on the right side of things. Because really, there was good trades for both sides today, but I wouldn't say anybody's right about trend for today. So far, really nobody has won the trend. I would say you're still battling to get that information. But just make sure you guys are reviewing the game plans. They're not there to be something that you alone have to watch or you alone have to have set. It's just something good to have in the background, because you're not supposed to just go into this with the mindset of like, all right, let's just react to every little thing that happens. Like, no, you need to have a set game plan that you've prepared beforehand. That needs to be the standard that you're going off of. You don't know that you're doing good or bad if you're just going off of nothing. If you're going off a game plan that you preemptively set beforehand, then you're able to actually give yourself some context on if you are doing good or bad. Are you trading closer to your game plan or not? That is how you measure good or bad, not your gains, not your losses. That's not how you measure that. That's a result of you doing good or bad. Looks like the YouTube stream somehow revived itself. I didn't even do anything. Alright, cool. And welcome everybody in the Discord stream. If you clicked on over from the YouTube, good job adapting and surviving. What's up, Letterbuck? How you doing? You're watching the 15-minute? And make sure you guys are posting results of your trade reviews. Do not just post gains or losses in chat. I will go delete them. I do not want to see a bunch of sheep jumping around, looking at a bunch of fancy flying colorful numbers. I want to see trade reviews in the chat if you are going to be posting your gains or your losses. It's cool to post it in the moment, but don't just leave it there and post nothing afterwards. That is childish. That's childish. Still just getting buyers off this 509.60. Nothing new here. Very, very, very boring and slow. Just how we like it. I'm really interested in that Microsoft chart just because of the distance they moved from their previous day's price action. Apple too, just because they rejected a pretty good level and it pulled away more, which is kind of surprising because I don't think we've really felt that reaction of a pullback on Apple on SPY yet. So other weights are holding up some of those losses.
You ever said Ace said short Google, it kind of did just keep going down. He said it as a joke, but it did just keep going down from there. Nice. The previous candle Tesla hit a new high of day. Good looks. At least something's moving, right? Netflix has a higher low double bottom going. They don't have a break over today's open. Ignore the other levels here. Good sign of life by the buyers, though. Damn, Boeing. Actually killing it and making it up to that next zone. We only looked at it for a couple moments earlier, but just nice to see. And how's Coin doing? They're still struggling. Nothing new on that one. Not much noise out of AMD today. We didn't really look at them much, but a very nice show of wicks at the 156.54, and then a good retake of previous day close and a level they dipped back under at 157.80. So really good retake here. And let's see, is this another lower high that's going to get bought back up again and we're going to keep ranging, or is this going to give us some distance away from the zone here? We are getting a little bit of a dip. We'll see if this also wicks back up like we've seen twice previously, or do we get a bigger low made here? How many of you here in Discord are listening to music while you're trading? Or do you just sit here in silence?
Oh my gosh, there's way too many options on Discord now. You should just be like edit and pin message. Now it's like edit, pin, speak, add emoji. Like a million buttons now. Alright, that's fine. Leave that there. Alright. How is everyone in the stream so far? Hopefully you guys are alright. No new real updates. We're just still, like I said, looking for either fresh lows under this 50960 or a retake. And right now, we just keep saying the retake happened. Every wick has been bought up so far. And this is to hold above the previous day highs. They're kind of towards the bottom of previous day highs, but they are there. Good call out by Van Dam. Tesla getting over PMH. My bad, I had the other levels on. Looks like 185 is an important level. Let's go see what that is. Sometimes it's cool to just kind of color it something different and then zoom out and see where did I even get this from. When you go to the max daily. Whoops, nope. Max daily, there we go. So this would be an emerging candle from November 24th, 2020. Nice. Pretty useful today. Hey, nice job, Van Dam. He said I got the same level. Re-entered off the bounce of it. Good stuff. I was going to say, the first test of it, a little tricky. But second test of it, a little bit more passive. I like that a lot. Good job, Van Dam. That's probably one of the cleaner trades of today. Don't tell Chad I said that. Sandollar said just relocated to my diner and Tesla just popped. So it's your fault. Or you're the reasoning. What are you getting, Sandollar? What are we getting at the diner? We getting some breakfast type food? We getting a sandwich? What are we getting? Oh, this is not good. It's my first time looking at the dollar on the daily again. Just the way it's holding that support, that's crazy. Now, the general belief is that when this goes up, equities come down. Like SPY. SPY is an equity. So if this goes up, well, I guess it's not an equity by itself, but it consists of equities. But what I'm trying to get at, though, is when this goes up, SPY goes down, is essentially the general belief. Not every time will it do that, but I like to use that rule for positional. So if this is at a spot of the chart where it comes down to it and then comes back up and then holds that higher low of that support, that's bullish to me for that chart, which means short term, this could have some bearish pressure. And I'm not saying that's going to happen on this chart or this time right now. I'm not saying that's happening right here, right now, but the dollar is at a part of the chart where if this was to hold as a higher low support, it's not a good sign for the equity market if the dollar continues higher. Now, this is also up because of the yen being down so much, but there's a couple reasons why. But I just wanted to add that because I just realized that was the dollar's kind of pivotal point. You know, if it holds support from there and moves higher, there's nothing stopping the equity market from taking a dip to the downside. You have a new recent low of day. No, not a new low of day. A new recent low. I guess while we're sitting here, we can go over the weekly watch list if you guys didn't go over it already on your own. I don't know how Discord's gonna see this though. I'd have to like restream my screen. We are getting some fresh lows. No new low of day yet. This is the most the bears have been able to pull away from 509.60 since the beginning of the day. If more stop losses triggered, that could cause low of day. Mel saying breaking, get the low and go tank. Hey, clean, react, clean. My bad, I just now saw that. Twins all around. It's nice, man, because we should have the same levels. I'm not saying we should be trading the same way. We shouldn't be looking at them the same, like, or maybe we are looking at them similar, but we're not always going to be looking for the same trade at the same spots. But we should have the same info. So it's good to see that we're all lining up. It's also cool to review levels like that too, because I feel like it is up to us to prove to ourselves that yes, the system does work. Yes, what I'm looking at I should trust. Yes, what I'm looking at works. It's just good to know that, so you're not as hesitant. You trust what you're looking at a little bit more. So I feel like it's also good for that reason too. Good post though by everybody. I'm seeing a lot of good mature updates. Still getting some fresh blood, I should say. Still no new low of day. They kind of tapped it. We are at low of day. Oh. As I say that. And yes, good morning to anybody who is joining the Discord voice call, whatever we call this. Got green on that move. Good job, Prop Street. The same day Con was getting ripped up. There she goes. Come on, all out. Good job, Mel. Making it to the low of day. Great job, man. You averaged a lot against those highs of like 510.60s, 510.20s, and now here we are at 509s. Great job. They never make it easy. You are not wrong, Kevo. You are not wrong. They do not make it obvious, and they do not make it easy. That's why we got to appreciate those days when it feels easy. When it feels like, oh, wow, how could you not understand it's going to do this? You know, it's just like, it's not the result of you getting lucky. It's the result of you going through so many days like this, where they don't make it so easy or obvious. Did not want to hold into the low. It can pop. Totally fine, Mel. That's good sound reasoning. Nothing wrong with that. Just be careful, like you said, because we're at low of day. So it's not fair to assume that we have to dump under it. Now, we could definitely catch a buyer bid here and move back towards 509.60. I'd also like to add 508.82 is the meat of the pre-market low. And we have previous day close at 508.24. So it's not like we're making a low of day at a random part of the chart. We are at a part of the chart where some buying has to be foreseen. Now, a continuation of that buying, will that happen? That's a good question. Right now we just have a few candles popping up above this support. Nothing crazy yet. Market's been open for a little over 2 hours. How's everyone feeling? How's everyone's day so far? Are you green? Are you red? Are you just sitting cash and you're just kind of reviewing and learning or trying to catch back up to the pace? How was everyone's morning so far after a little over 2 hours? You can tag me in Trade Floor. You can just type it in the voice chat channel. I can see it. You can type it on YouTube and I'll see it. Pretty much any of those three spots and I'll look at it. You're in an NVIDIA call. Van Dam said Tesla is retesting and support off of 190-133 level. Watch, or it did hit a new high of day. Great call out. My bad. I thought you were gonna say watch for a new high of day. Been in a slump lately, holding things too long, trying to get better at that. Just don't ignore what's in front of you. If you have a level, right, and you're working towards it, don't look at that and be like, all right, well, if I hold past this and it keeps going my way, I can make this percentage or this amount of money. Try not to think about the gaining aspect of it. But like you said, trying to get better at it. It's a step-by-step process. Over time and through the routine, we will get over that. And SPY getting some buyers off of the low of day, as expected. Will it hold? My bad, VC. I'll go check out NVIDIA right now. Whoops. Kind of boring, but hey, those are the ones that end up getting a really nice pop. I like this for a pop as long as it's holding kind of where my cursor is sitting. Kind of the close of this candle right here. I like it as long as it's holding that for upside. If it ends up cracking under that, you have to assume selling pressure is picking up and is at least trying to go down to 860. So keep that in mind. But I do like that higher low holding. Only other thing that kind of adds to a bear is that they're under today's open with the bearish rejection and a lower high. So technically, by order of operations, it's against the trend. Tesla is on fire. Everybody was like, this is going to take months to get back to 200. Here we are, just sitting under 200 again. So many Tesla haters. Where's Rambo? Oh, bro, check trade floor. He's definitely aware. At 10:29 on the trade floor. There you go. I tried telling everybody, man, anytime you see anything between 140 and 150, that's pretty crazy. Now, it sucks that we only got to see that for like 4 trading sessions, but that just shows you the power of where those investing buyer spots really are. I also think it's funny that they made it kind of hard timing, too. They brought it down during the earnings call, too. And then it reversed from that area. So it's kind of funny they gave us that timing where even more of us would probably be hesitant on that just because of earnings alone. Of course, earnings is going to be a catalyst, but not always a good one. Crazy timing on that. And remember, our whole reasoning of liking 140, 150 is just because that's a good buying spot from before both of the splits that happened on that stock. Just a good historical spot. React said, I literally didn't even have time to average down my portfolio position. I for sure thought we may see 100 again, but it made that higher low, and now we are here. What a time. Just gotta have a good plan in place. From this move, I definitely wouldn't just instantly buy for the copium of it, but wait to see what it does from here. This is a really good impulse move. Even if you are going to be late, you got to at least be happy by that buyer move, because now it at least shows that yes, there are still buyers alive on that screen. You can still see some good moves to the upside. Whereas if they did fade down to 100, that probably wouldn't get as much of a bounce as you think it would. It needs to hold historical spots. 130, 140, 150, these 3 areas are very, very, very strong. I'll be very surprised if we ever see Tesla 100 again. Just because of the historical buying. Historical buying at like 130, like, I want to say 140 flat to you, just to not make it so tedious, but there is an exact number. It's just crazy how much buying occurs at that level. Maybe over the course of like months of time of breaking down, it could make it to 100. But I don't know. We'll have to see. 100 is a long shot. I saw people saying Tesla would go down to like 70 a share, 80 a share. That's just a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot of money being burnt. and I'm not just talking about like, you know, retail traders. Like there's banks invested that would be burnt alive if Tesla was at that stock price. There's a lot of banks that back that stock, regardless of what social media tells you.
Another big reason too that you guys got to stop watching social media as much is like something came. I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. I saw Sinful post something about it. I saw a couple of you meme it in the chat last week and over the weekend. But the whole J.P. Morgan and Bitcoin issue. You know, this is why you definitely do not want to pay attention to social media. Is you'll see large amounts of reporting of how bad something looks, how bearish something is. Stay away from it. And you might think, oh, that doesn't affect me. I'm non-biased. That doesn't affect me. It's not meant to affect you right there. But hearing that every day, reading it every day, hearing it, reading it every single week, that stacks up over time. And as you see that, you start to build a unnatural opinion on something. Whether you're sitting there going and actually standing on it and saying, yes, I am bullish on this or bearish on this, that's one thing. But to over time build sentiment against something just because you're reading social media over and over is not a good way of going about things. Because I didn't really see anybody report anything good about Coinbase. Guess who's been buying Coinbase the most? Guess who's been buying Bitcoin the most? The two banks that have been reporting the most negative news on it. And yes, that might be a bank and crypto thing, but that's the same case for every company in the stock market. Everyone always memes, oh, Jim Cramer's always doing the opposite, he's a shill. Yes, but that's exactly how the stock market works. You guys call Jim Cramer stupid, we all meme him and stuff, but he tricks many people every single week, every single month. And there's multiple platforms just like that. Banks, big analyst firms, all these places all also report on social media. Places that you and me like to go and read and catch up on things. So just be very careful with what you're reading every day. Be careful who you follow. You might not think it affects you as much as it actually does. If you sit there and you just listen to the same opinion over and over and over again, you're going to agree with that opinion, whether you know it or not. Next thing you know, you're ignoring buying Tesla or ignoring buying Bitcoin or ignoring buying PayPal or something because all you were listening to was all the negative news. Now, if you hate on Boeing, I think that's a different story. I think it's fair to say that I don't want to get into a company that clearly has their planes falling apart. Like, that's a little different. It's not like there's Teslas or, blowing up every 5 seconds. That's not happening. I was going to try to say something about Bitcoin, but I couldn't think of a good example. So just, again, form your own opinions. Be careful with who you follow. Someone shouldn't be forcing their opinion on you about something they're talking about. You should be able to develop your own opinion about something. Well, family, I'm finally being released back to work from shoulder surgery, so my time will be limited Monday, Thursday, but I'll at least be here on all day on Friday. Hey, Chuck, I'm really glad to hear about that, though. Because how long has your recovery process been? It's been a very long time now. And you pushed through it, man. We were here for Timmy's recovery. We were here for Chuck's recovery. Man, that's crazy, though. I'm sure you're happier than anyone, Chuck, to finally be moving around. 6 months. That's a long time. Some people might sit here and be like, I wish I could sit around for 6 months. No, dude, 6 months is a long time. Especially with that injury. That's not a fun one. Tesla wants more? What's with this? Why do I not have a level between this? 195 and what did I say? 215. Oh, because there's not a level there. It needs to be a halfway point. That's why I don't have a level there. 20450. Looks like I got lazy on my charting. It looks like I stopped here because I was like, there's no way it'll be here soon. 1 week later. I would say 200 and 204 are pretty good levels. 204.50.
200, 204.50. Going stir crazy. Congrats though, Chuck. Round of applause for you, man. I'm really happy for your recovery. 206 is your next? Okay, that's not a bad level. I got 200 and 204.50. But yeah, obviously the 200 level, I agree with y'all. Definitely do not want to ignore that number. Yeah, same react. I was like, why do I have such a large gap between levels? And I think it's because I did a silent recording video where I like delete all my levels and then I just like record me going through them really quick. So I think I might have just not had them on there, but they're definitely there. We just need to add a couple halfway points between emerging candles. Chuck said, but I'm waiting on surgery for my left shoulder. Ooh. Damn, man, you're just a tank, aren't you? Good stuff, though. React and Van Damme instantly seeing that we're making more highs and just instantly drawing to the conclusion of like, all right, well, what levels are next? It's just good. That's how you guys need to be thinking. We need to be thinking, regardless of mistake or doing good or making a gain or making a loss or doing nothing, it doesn't matter. We need to always be thinking about what is next. Not making up in our heads, you know, some weird scenario that makes us lose more money because we're just sitting there coping with some random stuff. Whether you're coping with you being wrong or not, it doesn't matter. We do have a rejection of 509.60 on the 1 minute. Looks like you have a midterm retest away from that as well. This is the move that came off of the low of day, though, so be very careful. And how's coin? Ooh, they fell under. Not a good look for coin. Just trying to find something else interesting for y'all, but that was really all we could find. Not really liking that one now. And why are you up on my screen? I'm gonna definitely have to check the FedEx daily again today. Hangman and Hammer forming on the 15-minute SPY chart. Good looks, Prop Street. And guys, we are getting close to 11 o'clock, so I think I'm going to end the stream here. But I do want you guys to see that there is a game plan still in place. So yes, we are just kind of stuck here in between these areas right now. Here's your pre-market low, your previous day close. We got our previous day high zone here, which we are most likely going to delete this today and then move on from this. But you're not going to delete the 510 level. You're most likely just going to delete this, and then we're most likely going to adjust it to where it's like this. But if new highs are made, that will not happen. So I'm going to keep all this here for now. I might edit this and extend it over a little bit. That's just the 1 minute high supply of today. I was just keeping that there for short term. But just keep in mind, there are a couple things that can still happen today. You can still get a bearish rejection here that can lead to new lows. We can test previous day close, all that good stuff. If you end up getting a good retake of this level, don't become super bullish yet. It is bullish to see that. But you want to be more bullish, even more so above the higher lows of 510. So kind of use both of those together, not just one or the other. On the daily time frame, go back out to that. We got a nice move up today, higher open, but no real action today so far in the first 2.5 hours, which is totally fine. We don't always have to have movement every single day. We're also coming off of a higher low impulse move. So you have your impulse move, a little bit of a dip. They held that dip. Now they're moving up again. So a little bit of hesitancy for new buyers to get in as they're trying to see if we're going to continue holding these highs. A little bit of hesitancy for new sellers at the same time because we're not really at the position of the chart where you're looking to get into shorts instantly. They're probably waiting for a little bit better of a buy up here to get a better bang for their buck. But after this review, that should be all you need today. Tomorrow we'll go over some stuff again on the bigger and smaller time frame. We're also going over IWM, so if you have access to the levels channel and weekly watch list, I would definitely go check both of those out again today just to kind of get a good review of everything. We'll also go over the swing review setups that are in that weekly setup Wednesday, and then the end of the week as well, just to kind of get a good review, because I want to start reviewing those more. But thank you guys again, guys, for everything. Some really awesome plays. Some cool stuff we talked about last week was just knowing that the buying Tesla spot was between about 140 and 150, just because of our belief that this is a great historical spot for the split buys. For anybody who might have held through both splits on Tesla, you know what area of the chart this is because you've been here before. So thank you guys again for everything. Thank you for the reviews of both smaller time frame and bigger time frame. It's been fun reviewing with everybody. And thank you guys for all the good updates. You guys did a great job too, being a little bit disciplined and mature with your call outs, not just going calls, puts. You know, it is good to call out like that, but at the same time, I think it's better to give more mature information like, guys, we're pushing over pre-market high. We have this next. If we lose this, we have this. You know, just kind of keeping everyone aware as well as yourself. So thank you guys again, and I will see you on the next one.